Today, we want to help you succeed and grow as a nomad and expat. Now, David and I were talking about like a few things that you can do to really excel in business and in your nomad journey. And these things are very accessible to each person listening to us. So if you're looking to become a nomad, expat, whatever, you can excel by just following what we're talking about in this video. And trust me, this will change the output very, very possibly very quickly. David, we were talking about, first of all, the whole thing about the inner circle and how that really ties to whether you will be successful or not. And a lot of people don't seem to understand this concept. And oftentimes it's so hard to change because, again, we were talking about our own self image and how our success or what we perceive to be able to achieve is tied to that. And it's so hard to change, especially if the people around us are like not wanting us to grow because they're scared that their own failures, or I shouldn't even say failures because a lot of people are not failures, right? But they're just not reaching their potential.
Like we were talking, the big danger is if you're a dreamer, you're just a dreamer. Let's say you work at a supermarket, you have no money, you have nothing, you're just a dreamer. Fair enough, okay? It's gonna be tough. You're not rich, you don't have any probably millionaire's friend or billionaire's friend or stuff like this. But if you talk with people around you and you talk about your dream, and people are just, for me, nobody told me like, ah, your failure will never do this, you will never achieve stuff like this. But they just like, ah ha ha, yeah, and they were drinking their beer again, like, and just this alone is discouraging. So you stop talking about your idea, you stop talking about your dream, and then slowly but surely you stop dreaming. So like, okay, how can I fix that? But I have no money. How can I go to another country? Apply for a crappy job that customer services, crappy customer services job, something really boring, but you can do online that will accept you to work anywhere. And then when you land this boring job, you do it and you go into the plane and you go visit a couple of countries. This will give you a step ahead. A lot of people, like a lot of people, don't even do that. And is it that scary? Well, you're gonna be in a cheaper country, you're gonna be like, okay, and you're still gonna have a job, even if it's a crappy job. Like, okay, and then you go from there. But a lot of people are like, yeah, but my apartment, stuff like this. Okay, when is your contract finishing in your apartment? In 6 months. Okay, well, in 6 months, you get out, you have 6 months to find a boring job online. Okay. And then you take all your stuff, put that into a storage, you leave your country and you give you 6 months to 1 year to visit. Just try this. What's going to be the worst? You're going to come back to your country and have to rent another apartment. Is it that bad? Well, I don't think so. Don't be afraid of doing stuff like this. It's going to change your mindset for life. It's going to be tough. It will not be easy for sure, but it will change your mindset. And you never know, you can meet, people, me and you, Gary, we met in Mexico, like, because I was looking for people who can help me, and then I met with Gary. So you never know who you can meet. So
Very good perspective there. And like you said, you have to take some risks, you know? You're not going to grow without taking risk. The more you prevent risk from happening, like if you are like a shield around you where you're like rejecting everything that's potentially dangerous or risky, you will never grow. What you also said, which I'm in full agreement with, is that the people that I met overseas are some of the best people ever because they're just so experienced, right? They've been around the block. They are just more versed. They have just more perspective. I mean, think about it. If you're just living in the same town your whole life, it's going to be hard to resonate with a person that has traveled the whole planet. How can you compare? Now, I'm adding my little disclaimer in here. One person is not better than the other, but it's just different. A frog is not a bird. You know what I mean? So it's like the whole key here is, and we're talking about the personal growth aspect of things, how you can grow is by just surrounding yourself with the people that nourish you. And overseas, we talked about this too, David. Unfortunately, it wasn't part of this conversation. We pointed out that just the people that you meet overseas, especially how you meet them, is drastically different. Just in Paraguay, you pointed out, David, you go out and automatically you're really positioned as a foreigner. Whereas if you walk down the streets of Toronto or Montreal, it's different, right? They're all Canadian. So it's like, it's kind of hard to connect there. But in Paraguay, and, for me, that was very true in Asia, it was so easy to find people that were like very well traveled. And a lot of the people that I've met in Asia are now still my very close personal friends. These connections, I'm going to say that some of them came kind of by accident, but the difference is again, like, how do you make sure that that relationship lasts? Hard work ethic,
Yeah.
putting in the effort because you can meet people today and not talk to them tomorrow. So this is again your call, but as an expat, as a nomad abroad, I mean, there's so much opportunity. And as we also pointed out, like if you're in a place like Paraguay, you will meet people from different backgrounds. You're not
Yeah.
just going to meet people that are used to sipping their coffee, having pizza every day, and just talking about the weather and whatever, right? You're going to meet people
Yeah.
from different backgrounds. And that's the most exciting part of being an expat or nomad. And again, you can choose the people you want to surround yourself with, and that's totally your choice. But what we're saying is that the world is your oyster. There's so much opportunity. The people you meet, in my experience, is everything. Like they make you a better person or a worse person. They help you succeed or they want you to fail, whatever. So you make these choices, and there's this concept, and it still holds true today as it did 30 years ago. Your inner circle, like your top 3 to 5 people, is who you are, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, to some people listening now, this is scary because you're like, holy cow, I never thought of that. And I didn't think about that a long time ago. When I was younger, I didn't really consider that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have friends with people that are very different. No, it can actually be a very good thing. Or just with people, let's say you're an entrepreneur and you have some friends who are employees, that can also be a really good point because sometimes it's good also to be with people that are a little bit different so you can gain perspective or you can relearn certain things that worked for you in the past but you kind of forgot about them because you get so occupied with your business, right? So I'm not saying you can't learn something from everyone or that only a certain type of group is worth something or it's worth more than the other. No, I'm not saying that, but in terms of like personal growth, David, it's like really important that you find the right inner circle. Like if you're trying to succeed in business, guess what? You want to find people that have done it successfully, people who want to be part of your journey. And there are tons
Yeah.
of people, right? This is not just 2 to 3 people, and millions of people like that are on your path. And being abroad makes it so much easier to connect.
To be honest, like even if you're not ready to go abroad, it like people are like, yeah, but I don't know anybody with great mind or great idea or stuff like this. Well, now we have YouTube. They don't need to be your friend. Like a mentor doesn't need to know you. Open YouTube, find somebody you like, the mindset, and study them. Study their content, study what they do, what they did in the past, where they come from. Because a lot of time you're gonna realize that a lot of people are coming from a similar background than you, or even much tougher background, and you're gonna be like, huh, okay, like they can do it. And a lot of people are like, I'm not that smart. I'm just I do smart decisions. Like, okay. So at the beginning, you will have no millionaire friends. You will have no, highly connected friend, but you have YouTube. This is why it's the easiest time to be rich these days. You have YouTube. Follow people that you like, not people who do stupid stuff on YouTube all day on TikTok and stuff like this. No, follow smart people on YouTube. Delete all your stupid stuff. I'm a car addict. I love cars. I used to lose so much time watching cars online. And sometimes I still catch myself watching a car video. I'm like, oh, okay. But realize it, delete these time waste stuff and study people that you like to study. That these people will be your people around, like your 5 best friend that don't know you for the next year or two or maybe 5. Like, yeah, but that's lonely. Well, yeah, success is kind of lonely a little bit, guys. Like, if you're not ready to be lonely a little bit for a certain amount of time, well, that's your choice. But make this choice consciously and then go forward or not.
Very good point here too. And like this is 2023, not 2009. Like in 2009, the amount of content that existed on YouTube is not even like 10% of what we have today. It was nothing. Like when I started, David, it was very hard to find people. I had to pay. I mean, there was free
Mhm.
information, but today you can figure out everything and anything with YouTube. I mean, if you're putting in the work, but like you say, let's say you're in a situation where you have nobody around you that wants you to grow, wants you to succeed, but you still like the people around you and you want the best for them, but you just can't get ahead by hanging out with them. What you can do is what David just suggested. You can go on YouTube and you can follow a channel like this one, and hopefully we add a lot of value. The education can be pretty much for free. You're not paying anything. If you have any questions, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for your time, David, and we see you on the next video.
Thank you.